And I think that that basic logic, the fact that simply saying, that we're not going to easily forgive, that we are going to stand up for ourselves, that logic is considered to be radical and overly assertive and overly aggressive, really speaks to the depth through which passive behavior has been pushed down in our culture from generation to generation. Remember, think about this. You've got these big, freakishly strong, superhuman people that you're trying to control. Well, the only way you can control them is control their minds, because you can't control their bodies. So you control their minds, and you get them afraid. You treat them like you would an elephant in a zoo or an elephant in a circus. The elephant could crush the trainer with one foot. But if you convince the elephant that the trainer is the boss, if you convince the elephant to be passive as opposed to aggressive, then the elephant will never know his own power. Did anybody see that video? Tell me if you saw this video of the lady who climbed into the lion's cage today. Did y'all see that? That was a video that just came out. It went viral. I put it on my Instagram. If you want to see it, go to The Real Boyce Watkins on Instagram. You can see it. This lady got high. She'd been hitting the pipe or something, like literally smoking. Like people saw her smoking before she went out there. And she literally was so high that she climbed over the fence and went into the area where the lions were, right? This was real. I was like, okay, this is fake. This is special effects. No, it was on TMZ, right? And they talked about it. They gave the backstory. The lady was high and all this. So she went into the cage with the lion. Now, think about this. Did anybody notice how the lion reacted, right? I don't know about y'all, but I was sitting there like, oh shit, this is about to get good. He about to jump on her and like tear her to pieces. I wonder when Facebook is going to delete this video. I better download it before they cut it off. Like, I really thought she was done. Like, I was like, oh, you are so fucked right now, but this is gonna be good. Thanks for the entertainment, right? But the lion didn't. The lion just sat there, and the lion he was like, and he kept looking. He's like, are y'all seeing this? Like. And he just kept looking back. I mean, and the lion, and here's the thing, right? The lion was just kind of chilling, right? Now, ask yourself this question. If that had been a lion in the wild, if that had been a lion who'd not been trained to be passive, because in the zoo, they don't want animals to be ferocious. They want them to be drugged up. They want them to be as passive as possible, because they know crazy people will do crazy things. They'll jump in the gorilla pit or whatever. If that lion had not been incarcerated in an environment where he's probably been given drugs and been trained to be very passive, what do you think that lion would have done? That lion would have ate her ass up, because she was a big girl. That would have been a good meal for a hungry ass lion. But that lion wasn't hungry. He was just like the Negro in America. He was well fed. He was sitting in the cage. He was comfortable in his cage. He had been made passive. And when he saw his opportunity, he just sat there like, Massa, y'all see this, Massa? Massa, she jumped the fence, Massa. What's going on? So literally his incarceration as in the zoo just basically emasculated him of all things that made him into a lion in the first place. It killed his natural instincts, right? So for the black man in America and the black woman in America, that's what I saw when I saw this black man hugging the woman who just murdered his brother.
It's very baffling to me that Amber Geiger can get 10 years for murder when my own brother is serving 14 years for assault and Juan Rayford Jr. is serving 220 years and 11 life sentences when no one was hurt. What's just as baffling is the black sheriff stroking Amber's hair, the black judge hugging her, and Botham Jean's own brother forgiving and hugging her. And I'm not judging him, because people handle grief in different ways. When you're grieving, what you desire is peace, and forgiveness brings you peace. But so many people, white and black, are applauding him for his compassion and forgiveness. I'm not opposed to forgiveness, but this goes for everyone. Reserve forgiveness and compassion for the black-on-black crime that everyone loves to bring up whenever we talk about police brutality. Reserve forgiveness and compassion for the ghettos that you look down on because you haven't had to live that experience. Reserve forgiveness and compassion for the black-owned business that you went to once and vowed never to go to again because of a minor issue. Reserve forgiveness and compassion for black men and women not understanding each other due to a shared traumatic experience that neither of us are responsible for. Reserve forgiveness and compassion when we talk about these injustices instead of telling us to get over it. I'm so tired of us having such a forgiving heart to people that openly brutalize us, yet we don't pass on any of that forgiveness to each other. Forgiveness is beautiful and necessary when the intention is to rectify past and ongoing wrongs. But because they have not and have no intention to even admit or correct their wrongs, the slavery, the genocides, and their extensive and ongoing crimes against humanity, they do not deserve our compassion or our forgiveness. Again, we as black people have to stop being so docile. Docility never works and it never will.